In this video, we're going to create compositing in Photoshop by also utilizing power of AI. And personally, reason why I like to take photo and combine with elements of AI, because AI provide very fast and more interesting way to create elements for me. However, I don't want to create all picture, because when you create all picture in AI, you accepting vision of what AI representing to you. In this case, actually, I want my vision to come out, but I want to utilize AI only as creating some segments of element which is not primarily in my vision. In this case, right here, we have a model was shot in a studio, and we're going to first isolate this model. For this, we have it ROI-CR3. This is shot on Canon R5. Image will just double time click to open this RAW file inside the Camera Raw. In Camera Raw, we're going to modify few options. The RAW file represents a wide range of the values. For example, it's like 24-bit, 36, depend on the camera. It's going to have it all these different range and information. But because we're going to work with 16-bit, we need to take some of this information and compress in the range we're working with. And the compression is very nice because look on the hair right here. We have it white hair and silver. If you look, it's totally white and lost kind of information, but it's still information there. To bring out what we want to do, just take, for example, highlights and bring down. And you notice, look, we have these details. We also even can bring exposure even more down, and you can see we have it way more details. And this is what we're going to do this time. We take this and bring a little bit down on the details. And next, we want to take our shadows because we have it darker and bring shadows up. In this case, we actually take those limits to dark and to bright, and we shrink them, remapping them closer to the range that we can work right now with 16-bit. Because we flatten this, some of this shadow highlights, which represent for us dimension of the object, we also lost. They become a little bit less coming out, a little bit more flat surface. We are going to restore some of them later, but just keep in mind that is what will happen, and it's done on purpose. So next, let's go down to our editing, and we're going to our color mix, luminosity, and in luminosity we'll take orange and increase. Notice what's happening like on her face, because it's representing mostly for the around skin tone. We can increase luminosity to restore some of this dimension on a face, because face did not suffer before from loss of some information, and in this case we kind of bring back these elements coming. So let's go bring this up. As well as we're going down below, we have it sharpening, and let's bring the sharpening to about 70. And this sharpening related only to specific cameras. For example, Canon R5 have it in camera anti-aliasing filter, which will make a little bit blend, kind of blurry edges, and it's done for a reason how processes work. For this reason, I want to restore the original sharpness. If you have a different camera, for example, Nikon's and some models of the Canon, I think like only 2 or 3 models of them, who does not have this, then you don't need worried about that. Okay, let's go down to the optics and be sure our remove chromatic abbreviations and use profile correction is enabled. This is fix some problem with the lens. But you notice right here we have some crap on our lens already that we need to fix it. We have some text to fixing, so we need to perform some work, but that is okay. At this time, I think we're ready. Let's go ahead and click open. Notice right now image open inside the Photoshop. What I want to do it is isolate this object, but before we do, I'll go bring closer. Let's go right here. We'll come, and you can see we cut a little bit off of this helmet. What I want it's extend. We'll go click on our cropping tool, and I want to be sure also it is enable generative expand. After this, I'm going to just move slightly, maybe around this area, like right here, and click enter. Right now, Adobe Photoshop utilizing the on Firefly engine and restoring. And most for me important, it's not what restore because we'll cut off, but just restore this teeny tiny piece of the pipe that we miss. Okay, let's go get closer and look what we have. And you can see it's actually did a very good job. Of course, if you don't like it, you have multiple different versions to preview. But I think the first one versions just work nice. It does create an additional layer on the top. And if we're going to work with a mask, we actually need to put it everything together. For this, I'm going to press Ctrl-Shift-Alt-E, which is take all visible layers, mix them, combine them together, and create new layer based on this. Okay, at this point, we're ready to isolate. With Photoshop, you can isolate in multiple ways. One of the most easiest, and actually work most of the time, is when you're going to select Object Tool, going over the model, and select it. What I like to do here as well is go on the top and we select Subject, select Cloud. These will send to the server, so you need to connect, but it's perform the best. Problem is selecting with Subject. You can see it did select, kind of showing me all subject, but did not select helmet, and it will have some little bit problem to selecting this. Because of this, I still prefer to do selection manually. I do still like use a pen tool because give it me more flexibility on how I prefer. Most time, the object selection will work just fine. 90–80% actually it's what I'm using. It's work just fine. But as example, I want to show you to use pen tool. And I'm looking on her hair. It's okay if we cut a little bit out hair, they don't stick out, and it will work fine. So what I'm doing to just take my pen tool and going around the hair. As I'm going, if you have a hard time work with pen, you just go click and you extend some of those handles, and you just don't go crazy, just follow the curve. So if I'm going and follow the curve, you see how it's going, that will stick just fine. And I'm going right here around her hair, and it is okay. We can even come closer, but this messiness, actually I don't want it, and this work very well. So we're going to pre-cut around there. We could cut hair separately, but in this case, that hair which is sticking out is actually create a worse. So I don't want to do this. I just want actually smooth afterwards and remove it. Well, what I'm going to do is going around and create this mask. I'm going to pause this video, resume when we're done. Okay, so I'm done going around. Also, just keep attention if you have it any inside. Notice my helmet, it's because it's transparent, it is kind of going around right here. So in this is problem what we have it semi-transparency that will going to work afterwards, kind of fixing. But right now I just want to isolate. After this we'll go right click and select create vector mask. If we disable everything, you can see we have our mask done. Now we're ready to work on the model, and we're going to work in several layers. As we're working, we're going to stack them or link parent child clip, another words for this, the one child layer to other ones. So it's kind of help us to keep it in this mask. Let me show example. If we have it one new layer created, and let's go just take a brush, we have it 100%, and we'll just draw like this. Notice this is just going all over. If we clip it, and you can clip by hold down Alt or Option, move the mouse, and you have this arrow pointing down, or you can just right click and select from here clipping. So let's go find where right there, creating clipping mask. And this is the same way it's created. Notice how it just clipped to this mask. So this is what we're going after. We're going to utilize that specific clipping to our already isolated layer. Okay, let's go create first layer, and this one will be our touch up. And we'll go and hold down Alt key or Option or other ways, just clip it together. Now we can go and select magic tool, healing brush, right click, soft healing brush. This has allowed us very fast to fix, and mostly I don't need to fix too much, but like right here we have some hair pop up. I'll just click, deselect a little bit on the face. I don't want to do too much, mostly it is just slightly. Perfection usually is going inside in imperfection, and we don't want to remove too much imperfection. However, we want to do some of the elements that may drag your attention to this, so we just want to remove it. Also, in some cases I like to use a different tool. It will go healing brush, but healing brush require us to take sample of the texture, and like right here on her chin you can see had problem. So with this one I can just select texture around and put it, which is make much more realistic done. But healing brush is work very well in other case. Okay, let's look what else we have problem. And for example, you can notice we have some names around there. We can utilize another engine. It is as I said before, AI Firefly, and by the way is very interesting things. According to the Vladimir, Adobe ethical Firefly is actually was trained on some MidJourney images. So now I kind of don't feel guilty to using MidJourney in this project. Apparently Adobe Firefly by itself was using this as well. But beside that, what we're going to do is take our lasso tool. I'm going to just select one. Okay, hold down shift to add. It will select second, just like this element, and we'll just go to create new layer, because we cannot be on a other layer, and click generative fill, and it does very good job removing some of this. We can preview, see which one look better. I think this one look nice. Okay, this way we're going to remove some elements that we don't want. Like for example, right here you can see we have blue tape. Let's again select, and before I usually gone and I select create like mask or other things. In this case we don't need worried about that. No cloning tool. With AI it's much faster. Just select, generate. Again, it is you're accepting what AI generated, but with the small elements it should be very close without changing subject what we need to do. And look how clean, nicely remove it. Next, let's just fix little bit right there, and I'm not sure if I want to fix here. We can try it, see what is come up. Usually I just can fix this by smoothing, because it, or make it darker, because point is in here is not that important, so we can actually blur out, do other techniques. But I want just experiment, see what is AI will come up with to replace this element. I'm kind of have concern because it's need to determine what it is before and after. Well, so actually there you go. Well, I accept this. It's look nice and clean. Let's see other things. What we have? We have laces. Now that's okay. That will be just fine. If you have it stitches like right here, I will leave it this one. But if you want it, you can always just select the healing spot tool, and create a new layer. And just in this layer we can go very fast, like around there, and remove some of those lines. It's work very fast, nice tool, but I won't do this on the face rather, because it does not look very good. Let's look right here, see what's happening with hair on the top. We're going to select like this. Okay, generative fill, generate. Mostly when it's a hair kind of on the edge, you can try to do this. It may come up okay, maybe have it problems, but I fear we actually will need to clip that. See, like right here, and if we select, we have it always different going, which is fine. You remember I told you about clipping. We did not clip other layer, so we're going to clip all layers. By the way, this second layer, we don't need it. It was our holder, but I want to keep it for now. There you go. And notice we have it black outline, so let's go see which we have it. No, you know what? None of them look good, which is okay. Let's just destroy it and don't worry about that one. We'll worry it later. Right? Future Vlad worried about this. Okay, I think we've kind of done fixing. Of course, you can go more around, try fixing more interesting elements. These ones, it's from the soft boxes, strip boxes. We'll for now leave it. We'll go to make them blur and make more like lights effect, which is okay. We do have it some names around here, which we can go and just remove those, like right there. Just fix small elements. I think that will work. I think we're good. Yeah, let's go ahead. Next step. The next we start working already on the model itself. So first we're going to retouching. We remove unwanted elements. We replace them. Next we want to have it model itself kind of rework. First, let's move some of the skins and like helmets and other. For this, we'll go create Control-Shift-Alt-E, Command-Option-Alt-E, take combine all together. Going down, let's go say smooth on this one, and we're going to now filter, noise, dust, and scratches. And in a dust and scratches, we're going to just leave it, I think 11. 11 should work just fine. Okay, let's go ahead, click OK. Karen, next step, it is add only this blurriness, which will come a little bit clearer on the skin or textures in specific places. So we don't want everywhere. We hold down Alt or Option and click down below on a mask. This is creating a layer mask, and it's make it black by default, so nothing, it's like cover, nothing come true. Now we need it applied. For this, we'll take our brush, right click, we'll want to soft round. Let's have it smaller size, and we want also right here have it 10 opacity. We don't want even higher, maybe even lower. Let's go closer to the face. We reduce our brush, and you can see as well, we want white color, of course. And as we're doing, you can see it does reduce some texturing. Be careful because will look more flat and plasticky. We don't necessarily want this, but we want to add cleanness. And this is usually I like to do for the faces, portraits, make little bit reduction in the texture. You can see how it's work. Make a kind of dreamy look. Also work to reduce some noise. Digital noise work very well. Okay, let's zoom out, preview. You can see how it's look more painting as well. If you want it, we forgot to work a little bit on the eyes. I'm just going to add just a little bit to the eyes. Be careful because it will make very muddy. So we'll need to go back and restore it. And if you have it hands, we're okay here. But I want to add to this area. You remember what I says we hide. So I'm just going remove. We still have details. We have plenty of details. I just want mute kind of texturing around this area. And we can also just mute a little bit this area right there. Just create a little bit more less recognizable box, but it's still, we'll keep it. It's look very cool this way. Okay, so this is our first step. Next, her hair was very messy. To work on the hair, we're going to Control-Shift-Alt-E, Command-Option-Alt-E, create new layer. Let's go call this hair. Again, we'll go to clip, because now we'll like clip, 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 everything. And we'll go to filters, stylize oil paint is what we're going to use for this. And as oil paint, we want to be sure, see how clean it will look before and after. Stylization 10, cleanness 10, scale 0.1, brush this way. And lighting, we have it from top, so I will just simulate positioning of the lighting from angle. That should work very good. Okay, we're gonna come closer, and you see hair look okay. To bring sometimes a little bit more detailizations, we can actually going inside the filter, sharpen, unsharp mask, and on the same layer we'll just apply unsharpened mask, maybe about 150, somewhere around this area. We just look on the eye how it's look, overall hair, if it's look okay. Same, Alt Options and create mask, hide this. Now we have our brush already selected, so we can just brush it in an area, and you can see how her hair get more defined, more detailization, smoother, cleaner. And in this area as well, where the hair was kind of almost lost, just flat white, now we have it a little bit better details. This is work very well if you have it like fur, maybe artificial flowers you want to, or some textile, so that will work a little bit better. Let's give it this kind of like lines going. Just watch how it's, if it's look okay to you, you can stop it. Nice things about layers, you can reduce opacity to create a little bit more or less effect on this case. Okay, I think that is look kind of nice. We'll do with helmet later. We'll deal with this a little bit later. I think right now here. Okay. Let's now do dodge and burn to bring back some of the detailizations we mess up. For this, we'll go create new layer and shift back click or edit fill, 50% gray, 100% opacity. So you should have it like this totally gray screen. Next, again, let's clip it, because remember, clip, and now you look on this, it's our clip it to this point, and we'll switch this to soft light. 50% gray and soft light is become invisible. And we can do right now, just go and using our brush, again 10% soft, we can add remove highlights, which will create more dimensions for us. This is actually what's cool about this. And you can see right here, I'm just creating. Okay, let's go D, X, I need white. I was in the gray, of course, gray won't be, we'll have a gray effect. And I'm going like increase some chins on the lips. This is work on effect that black is look smaller and far away, white is look bigger and closer. So, and as we're doing this, we can go ahead and create some dimensions for this. And you can see it's kind of already create very cool darker effect. We'll go also on the head, because right here, let's kind of give it her shape a little bit more. Okay, a little bit of white there. Okay, look on this face. So this is before and after. You see how we change? We just add a little bit more this pop-up elements. So next we want to do same. We'll just add a little bit more black, maybe shadows in a hair. So it's add. You can technically also add a little bit more on an outfit, and I recommend just use white on white and dark on dark if you need it. Like right there, I'm just take her belt and make all dark on a belt. Maybe some on the gloves, and inside here, we'll just make much darker. Kind of hide the elements that help us. Same we can do generic with a clothing. We can add a little bit more darker. We will work on the environmental shadows highlights later. This is, think about this, this is just to make model look as we want it, perfect, not necessarily matching our environment. Okay, when we're done with this model, I want to just go select all of our applied layers, press Control Command G to group, and we'll call this model. And now at this time on the model, I want to right click and say convert to the smart object. Almost any time when I'm going to play with size or any model or any object, I want to create smart object. It's a prevent from losing some resolution, because when you shrink and increase, sometimes it could be add blurriness and other things. That is a preserve original definition of our image, and that's what we're doing. Okay, next we can start working on our backdrop and everything. Right here we have a model and of sci-fi. Let's create in a sci-fi scenery for this. And I'm going to use it actually MidJourney to create those elements that I wanted. And we'll have it several steps. MidJourney will create it and we'll use it different tools to modify, upscale, or add additional definitions. So at this part, we kind of want to work with the AI. Depend on what model you're using. We actually, another video, we're going to do different with this model because it's model isolated. We have it mask. We can take this mask and use it in stable diffusion already with replacing backgrounds. But this is for another video. Here we continue with our MidJourney. So for the MidJourney, let's go inside, and you can see I created multiple elements, and mostly what is I want to point to, it's create this additional kind of like explosion and meteor. So how to do this? Inside the MidJourney, you can see I create multiple different elements, and let's go scroll up, so we can preview all of them. Okay, right there. Okay. To create elements, what we want to do, we want to set like falling asteroid. But important things to add, right here, it's isolated on a black. So when we specify isolation, MidJourney does very good job. It says, oh, remove this object from scenery. So almost anything that you want to use like elements, just be sure you add to the end as the isolated. And I do recommend use it after color of background, so it's work nicer. For example, right here, isolated on a black, it's meaning we after will use it our screen mode or some other ones where black will be hiding and bring elements. If you want to use contrast mode, be sure to using the gray, or if you're using darker, just the rocks, other things. If you want to use multiply mode, then use it on a white. So mostly you probably use it three different. It is as black, gray, or white. In my cases, you can see I created black. And of course, as said before, you accepting vision of AI, because if I see asteroid other ways, I can try to play around, but it's always whatever AI provided, which is okay for small elements. It may work. As well, you can see like right here, it's work very good for the explosions, because if I want to put something on a background explosion, I can say again. What we want to do, it is select, upscale them, and you want to upscale again, because this is 1024 by 1024, but you can do 2048 or bigger size. You can upscale this way, the better resolution, because better will be inside our compositing, because this is actually quite a bit large image. So if we go at image size, and you can see this is actually 8,000 pixels. So it is from 20 something megapixels video camera. So it's actually quite a bit size. And after this, you can upscale inside the MidJourney, but I found MidJourney sometimes produce artifacts when it's upscale. It's not the best way to do it. Two other options you can use it, and the both good, but depend on the role. One of them you can use it Magnific AI, and I have a good video below for you to go check on this, how it's work, how it's everything perform. And you can see like right here I have a background, and you can see how it's increasing. And it's not just this, because it's did as AI. Look on this ground, yeah, because it's work as AI. You can see it is actually add elements, it's generated, which is good and bad. Good, yes, higher resolution. Bad, sometimes it can go very berserk, like for example here on a planet, and you can see it's created. Well, this is better. Where is it? Right here, there you go. So you can see how it's created with some different screens, some add other stuff, not what you want. So you need to be careful, because it is generative upscaling. It's meaning it will add details that does not exist here. And in this case, again, you accepting whatever that other ones add to your point. Other things what I like to do is utilize gigapixel. Gigapixels work a little bit different. It does utilize AI analysis on a smaller, teeny tiny scale, but it does not use this crazy creative stuff. So you'll have a high resolution image, and you can have it done very close to what you have original image. Pluses, minuses, both sides. One, have it more generative, more interesting, actual magnific, but you need to pay monthly fee, and it's expensive. It's not for the hobbyist, it's for the professional people who work with this. Gigapixels, it's about $99, on sale $79. You can buy it once and you can use it. So this is a big benefit about gigapixels. I'll put it on links down below for you, so you don't need to worry to go search for this. Just go down, click on the link, and see on magnific, or use it the gigapixels, which one you want it. Personally, inside the MidJourney, I found upscaling not necessarily work the best. Sometimes it give it more artifacts. You also can just upscale inside the Photoshop if you want, kind of accept what they have it. Anyway, we have all of these elements kind of created for us for the Photoshop, and I'm going to use it. By the way, all of this asset and more what I'm going to use, they will be available for free for you to download from my Patreon site. This is for the free tier as well. You just need to go register there, go to the link, click, and download this pack for free from the link down below from my Patreon kind of page. Okay, what are we going to do this time? We actually want make bigger image, so we can play. And I'm saying play because I'm going to put background, and I want to see how well this background will feel. We can approach two things. One, we can take from this screen and play here, or we can take background and just start playing from background. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to utilize background that we already upscale, and I'm using backgrounds that I upscale inside the gigapixels because it's bigger, and we're going to use this. So let me go pull a couple of them, and right here we have it one like this, and you can see it's look very interesting, nice, but it's just a planet, so it's okay if we put it just as a planet on the background. We also have it a little bit different one. Let me find. And you will have it has a lot of different accesses. So we have it this also, we can use it a little bit smaller, and we can preview on our model, see, okay, because she's walking right here. For the compositing, I'll give you one teeny tiny secret. What we want to do, we want horizon line must be about match. So right here, horizon line about this element around there. So we want to have it a little bit lower, because if we put her inside that view, just let's show just example. Okay, right here, she should be quite a bit large size for this. Okay, and we'll just go scale her down a little bit. See, it's what I said, she's a little bit too big for this, yeah. Okay, let's go just scale her down, and we'll put it right there. You can see she's not necessarily matching this ground. We need kind of find better where she will match. Okay, let's go right there, and I'm just going to close this. We don't need to save it. We can also blend multiple images. It's probably what we're going to do. So we have it this kind of upscale image size. So this is small one. Look at this. Yeah, it's definitely small. It's need upscale more for our resolutions. We do have it a little bit higher version. I think this is upscale with a MidJourney. Image size, if we look, yeah, this is double size about of MidJourney before and after. And you can see MidJourney does also creative some replacement. Okay, we also can play with some upscales what we've done with the magnific. Okay, let's find one as a background, and also what I done here, I created set of these elements, and this is mostly like texture on a ground. That way, if we have it some nice looking top, we can just take this background and put it down. So let me show you. Like right here, we have this image, and we're going to take, let's just experiment, drop behind her. Okay, we go drop right behind her, right here. So we can go to increase, and you can see it does not necessarily have it ground where she's standing. Then if you create other things, you can take a ground, move this ground, put it down behind. Again, we need to scale up because this is a little bit teeny tiny. And you can see now we can have it here on the ground. We can adjust a little bit better, like around this area. And next, we're just going and blend this transition behind here with some small tricks. And there you go. Now we have it full scenery. So we can combine two elements, because if we do it specifically in AI, it's not necessarily give it what us wanted. We can create a lot of different cool components and combine them after to create our vision on this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm create this upscale, and you can see this upscale with the gigapixel. So we're going to use some of this ground right here. Okay, and we'll just actually, you know what, let's go ahead and scale just a little bit, so I want to be sure it's covered properly. And you know what, yeah, let's go use this image. I'm just selecting, make a little bit taller, and I'm going to actually set with my age. When I positioning, when I changing, I'm trying to keep this rule of 30, have it kind of nicer look. And you can see right here corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, you see on the middle, those corners. You want to actually take and place it on eye about. This is give it one of the better composition, more interesting natural look. And I'm right here just almost drag, and you can see how the corner. This is actually very interesting because how our vision work, it's where we concentrate, and eyes, it's where the story tell. So if we put it on an eye, it's better going and pointing towards this. So it will have it very nice options. We don't need generative. We'll just go transparent for this because we already have a generative. Right now, we just need it properly set the scale. As well, let's disable delete cropped pixels because we don't want delete yet. We want keep it everything. Just, play around. And I think we also need to change some width and height, which we're going to work with this. Okay, we're done with this. Let's see right here, it's created. Again, smart objects, we don't need it. Some of this, we can delete this. This one is not smart, and this is problem created because if we start scaling, we'll lose some resolutions, but general, I think, let me look how it's look. I think like right there will look good. Yeah, let's go around there. I think, so we'll just put around here. There you go, like right there. And our bottom image that we have, well, somewhat bottom, yes, it is one above. We'll Control Command T. We're scaling, and I want to be sure the horizon is matching. There you go. So now we have it blending between them, this edge, and we can easily doing this by creating mask on one, take a brush, X white, and we can start blending like 50%. We can start blending together. The one on the back, we want to create almost like a layer of the haze. And that is a little bit cheating because what's happening, it will look natural, but it's look like haze in the background. And you can see right here, see how we're done? It's almost like a haze in the back. Of course, we want to match color of the ground because currently we have red sky and grayish ground. It does not matching very well. So let's go ahead and create curve layer and clipping to our low background. We'll switch blending mode to the colors because we don't want effect luminosity. We just want to change the colors. And then we can start with the blue because blue is have it yellow and other ones. And we'll just put it a little bit down on the yellow. Go to the red, bring a little bit more on the red. Okay, where's my red? There you go. Bring a little bit more kind of red. And we want to match those colors. You can try play with different like magenta, other ones, but primarily right here it will be blue and yellow color, and it's what we're going to use. Okay, let's bring mid-tones a little bit, maybe around there, just creating a little bit warmer preview. Don't worry too much because it is still brighter, And we will need to play with luminosity a little bit on this. Okay, so far we have our ground kind of done. Definitely lower contrast, which is okay. We have our background done, and we have our model. At this time, I want first step, integrate our model a little bit better in the background, because right now she is definitely standing out and mostly always sharp edge. To fix the sharp edge, what I'm going to do, click on our model, click Control or Command on the model, which will outline, have this marching and or create selections, and we want to create fake anti-aliasing. I like to work with a vector because we can do that. So right here, as we're selecting, we go to Select, and we're going to Modify, and we're going to Contract, and let's contract by 2 pixels into. So we contract 2 pixels. Just watch, if it's too small, we maybe want more. So let's undo this, and we'll go to Field, Select, Modify, and we'll go to Contract. Let's contract by 4 pixels. I think 4, yes, it's about right stuff. Next, we go to Select, Modify, and we're going to select Feathering. And Feathering, let's select 3 pixels, click OK. And at this point, if we create mask, Alt and click, it should create outside mask. Look what's happening. You see how feathering going from these sharp edges. What do we need to do? We need inverse this mask. So we'll select our mask, click Control Command I, inverse it, and now look how the edge looks smoother. So it is more blending. Instead, have our, okay, let's go right here. Yeah, it's Control. Okay, let me deselect. So instead have this hard edge. See how we smoothed out with these techniques, and it's create natural kind of looking anti-aliasing and make model blend a little bit inside better, but it is by the edge. To blend model, we need perform several operations. We need it soften edge, yes. We need create properly shadows. We need to create proper reflections on a model, and we need also create proper coloring cost on a model. So it's what we're going to do. And the best way to do this, start of course with the shadowing under feet. So we need place model on that surface. Technically, we have 3 types of the shadows as we're working. One, it's a hard shadow, usually very close to the object. Soft shadows, which is bigger, and third is reflective. If you're interested more in the technicality how it's work, I have plenty of videos about this. You can just go on my channel, search, go in a playlist and look for the Photoshop compositing, so you can find where I have more in theory and explain actually how lights work. But right now, let's just do this way. First, we need to create under her. So we create new layer, and under we call shadows. This will be our hard shadows. The shadows work better if we go multiply mode. So we're going down and we'll select multiply. Then we'll select brush, get closer, and we want to select some of these darker. See, like I have a pick tool and I select dark element there. The reason is it will have it also cost for us. One, let's go select one. And this is foot little bit up. Notice as I'm painting very close under feet. This is what's happening when your feet very, very close to the ground, and it's usually have a very sharp kind of edge right here at the beginning. So, and it's what we do. We have this very hard shadows. You want to match the like darkest point. Okay, right there. So there you go. This is our dark elements. See, it's already look better, already look like here. Next, we're looking on the shadows, and shadow coming from back on her. So we want to create another shadows. Let's create new soft shadows. Okay, let's call soft shadows. Same multiply mode. Now we want to take brush 10% bigger, and we'll just kind of like almost how the casting. See, this is a little bit bigger casting on the ground from the person. There you go. So this is two ways we have two shadows. So next we want to create shadows on the person that cast from the ground. So on this we select the model, we create new layer, and let's call this cast shadows. And I understand we have so many steps we need to do, but it is how we achieve our perfection, yes, by creating these realistic elements. So that one we'll switch to multiply, and we'll want to clip it. Oops, let's go clip this element here. Next we have our brush. Let's come closer, and I want Alt, and I want to take the coloring a little bit more on this, and I'm going just to paint now. Oops, wrong layer. Let's select our casting. So right here, there you go. I'm just painting. Notice what's happening. As I'm painting, it's make darker, but best of all, it is painting as a ground color. And we want it because she was standing before on a white floor, and because of this, the shoes look white. But in reality, it will be color casting from the ground, so it won't be white. So we've done this. Let's go zoom out. Okay, let's increase a little bit size and just slightly add generic, kind of like right there. So we're casting over. Okay. So this way we already kind of create a very interesting look. Let's go next, work a little bit on a helmet, which is give us more details. For work on a helmet, we go back to model right here where we select it. We'll select the mask on a model. Next, we'll select the brush, and we want white color on a brush. Actually, black, sorry, black, 1%, and you just start kind of painting. You see? Just keep in mind, as you're doing this with the transparency, it's what we add this transparency. But on the middle, it will be more transparent. However, if your helmet go more to the edge, it's a murky. It's like aquarium. If you look at what happened right there. Okay, and we'll do this. We'll just add a little bit more even transparency and make it murky. And then, so there is look a little bit more like a helmet. So it's not that hard. It's easy to do, but it's good. But the helmet also have some distortions inside. Well, to add distortions, we need to create additional element to our helmet, make it more as a light coming and distortion. Before that, let's modify a little bit our background, and we'll come back to the helmet to add these distortions to overlay. And to work with this, I think we need to add some more interesting elements here. Like, for example, we can have our meteor. Yes, let's just drag and drop meteor right there. And we can add meteor behind here, going maybe around this. Let's go, just click there, and we'll switch. Oops, it's on a wrong place. Yes, yes it is. I put it on the wrong place. So let's take my meteor, put it down, maybe below shadows, and we'll switch this to the screen mode, which you can see the black is disappear. Look on this. Ta-da! Now we have a meteor right there. Okay. And we can just go right inside here. And here we have our meteor explosion. Of course, we can play a little bit more with different, because we don't have it necessarily black right now. We want to go, if you want multiply or other mode. But because already happened too many explosions on the background, I just want kind of put it few of those details that are happening. So we have this meteor. We can have it another one's placed around here, maybe like much smaller around there. Okay, let's go same, switch to the screen mode. Like something falling. I think it's just create a little bit more kind of motion you can play around. As well, you remember we have those explosions. We can just bring explosions behind. You can add areas, and same explosions. Let's go just take so the screen and just add a little bit more. Again, this is all blending, how we're creating elements. And I don't know where we want to do on explosions actually. I'll just add a little bit more, like right there, maybe somewhere explosion behind her. There you go. I think this is good. Remember, we have it also like nuclear almost explosion right there. Yeah. Okay. And we can increasing. Let's go switch this as well to the screen mode. And there you go. We can even play more around there and see how it start blending edge. So it's what we're doing. We're kind of playing with adding. The more you create, more you blend. Of course, there she still does not look there, because the secret, another one's compositing, we need elements that overlay both of them. So in this case, if for example you have some cloud, and this cloud all was created, again, remember we did this in MidJourney, yes, with a background. So we can create some like this right here, a little bit cloud, but we need to take this one and put it up front of her, then switch to the screen mode. See how it's going? Or soft light mode. Soft light, nah, no, black does not work. Let's go back to our screen mode. And with the screen mode, we can also play a little bit more on opacity. So you can see how it's slightly overlay on both levels and start blending together of them. Well, I think we need to work a little bit more on the ground, and same like with her. The reason is she does not look properly because we have different colors. We have a different color casting on her versus background. So she's temperature, color temperature is different. So let's fix it this. One will take the image, the one we have it, similar, same image as we have it on a background. Right here, this kind of image. We'll just put it over her, right there. Okay, let's go put it right around there, just over her. Next, let's go drop and bring, so we can clip it, that image to her. So you can see right here, we clip it over. Switch this to the soft light. You can see how it's already kind of reflecting, but we don't necessarily want to reflect all of this. We want to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, because it's very sharp. Yeah, we don't want this very sharp. We want to actually make more blurring like this. Okay, and next we want to go select and click adding mask. So we hide it, remember, like before. And now with the white 10%, we can actually paint in at her, and like helmet, we can paint some of those colors, which is kind of cool because it is not just the colors, it's applied also reflection. And because she have this silver outfit, that will work very well. Okay, and as we're speaking about color casting, let's do as well just a color casting. For this, we create new layer. And let's go just call color casting. Again, blend clip to our model. Switch this to the soft light. We'll take our normal brush, select the color layer red, like right here. And we're going closer now to her hair. And right here, we start painting over, and you can see we color casting the colors that behind, so we matching some of these colors which help us. Okay, let's go find a reddish more. Yeah, there you go, orangey. So now it is like an environmental. You can also add to the facial. And I do like, for example, go play with a cyan with different colors. Then it's look even more natural kind of way. Okay, let's go to select, move this around. Okay, right here. Same, we can cast on the shoulders, and you can see how the color already applied, and definitely we want to do on the hair this color. Okay, let's go select. Around there. Okay, maybe even brighter sometimes you want to go. Try it. Okay, I think that is look good. You see how it's already nicer integration. There you go, a little bit more orangey. Now we kind of start blending in better with the colors. Same things you can actually apply below her on the ground. For example, we have a ground under. Let's see, create ground overlay. Be sure it is in a soft light mode. Select some of the color above. And we can also just apply this color casting to the ground. Just in some areas, be sure the color, it's look similar, you know, just to matching all of this stuff. There you go. So next, let's create a little bit more environmental. We could, because light's kind of going behind her, we could create also like glowing area around her, because right here we have a very bright light behind her, and sometimes if you look on object you can see like kind of glowing. So to this you can also just go and select the model. Okay, and as model selected, we can go create a new layer. Okay, and we want to fill up, so let's go just fill up this layer with a like brighter orange, kind of maybe almost white orange, like this color. Okay, we go to fill up. I'll just show you what we're going to do, and it's kind of easy to see through this way. So you're going to next select, modify, contract, will contract by 4. Okay, so like right there, and you click delete. So generally you just should have it one teeny tiny line. And let's look in. I think this is too teeny tiny. So we do undo, Control Z. Okay, let's go select even modify most. So select, contract with a modify, contract right here. Let's go by 10 pixels. Okay, so right here 10 pixels. So yeah, that is better. So and we're going to just click delete, and you can see we have it already glowing. Next, what we want to do is go to filter, blur, and we'll use a Gaussian blur on this. This is too big Gaussian blur. We definitely want to use it a little bit less. And you can play right here with Gaussian blur. Remember, this will be edge, so we're kind of going maybe around here. Yeah, I think this could look good. And switch this to the screen mode. So we're going and put on a screen mode. You can see it start glowing around her. Okay, at this point, we want to actually take this and mask as well, because we don't want to put it everywhere. We want just put it in areas where kind of explosions happen. And for this, on this glow level, layer, glow layer, we're going to Alt or Option and click select dark mask. Take our brush and just brush it in an area we want this glow to appear. This way we kind of even more integrating together. And you can see right here, see where the glowing kind of coming. So it's all about blending together, add those cool effects and cool elements to this. Well, I still think, yeah, let's go add a little bit under. Okay, so let's go ahead, add a little bit more shadows, more environmental. So for this, we're going to create new layer. And this layer, we're going to fill up again with 50% gray. So it's all gray. And we call dodge and burn on this. Next, we're going to set to the soft light. And we're going to use it black and white again with 10% to add shadow and highlights. And usually what I do, I start adding shadows around the model. And you can see how it will create, because we want to attention add to our model, yes? And this is what we're doing with our environments. We just add more shadows, create darker ground. I think that will be look a little bit better. Okay, and then next we want maybe kind of creating bright around that area. So let's try that one as well. Okay, we'll switch to the white, and we'll just a little bit behind her add a little bit more kind of like a bright. So it just help us to blend together, and let's give it a little bit more attention. Again, brighter, lighter, just play around there. Same like with her, we can create also a layer above her, and then we'll start working with environment, bringing her more in. Before we do this, let's back to our helmet, as I said before. And what I want to do on a helmet, actually on top of everything, I want to press Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E, just take every layer, shrink them together, put it right here. Next we'll take, let's go zoom in, leave it right there, and we're going to actually take Eclipse Tools, and we're going to just create like this mask. Don't worry about too precise, just right here. Okay, and next we're going to filter, distortion, and we're going to spherize. So if you notice on a maximum, while we do spherize, it should just spherize inside here. You can perform this a few times again. Okay, filter, again, spherize, what is done. You can see how the distortion is created. Okay, let's go uncheck this. Next, we'll press Alt or Option on the mask. So we hide this again. We'll take the brush tool, 10%, and we just start painting in some of these distortions. And interesting effect, because it is this spherize coming kind of weird. It will give it a little bit more interesting effect, like helmet almost look as a ball, water ball. So right here, if we zoom out, you can see how it distortions and just provides additional effect, look more like a real helmet around that area. I'm not necessarily like this gray. So, and for this, we can go back, of course, to our helmet. Let me see. Yeah, and we can play a little bit more on this. Yeah, there you go. Let's go just there. So we can hide a little bit more of the helmet right here. So play a little bit more with this. It's creating kind of semi-transparency effect. Okay. So at this moment we have our model. We put it here inside environment. There still does not necessarily look more embedded, and how I say we need to create this special overlay with some debris, dust over the hair, so it will create a little bit more towards this. What I was meaning, more kind of natural look. And let's just create, oops, before I put it there, I want to go on the top, select top layer, and we'll just go drag and drop some elements here. Okay, like around there. And let's select them to the screen mode. Just, a small effect. We can also play a little bit more around with reducing just a little bit. See how right there, kind of like almost blending. And this is what will make much interesting. So same if you put like over face a little bit or other. You can play on this opacity. You can try even play with a soft light and see how the soft light will apply. Be careful, because it's a black, you will have it like lines right there with a soft line, so you won't probably rework a little bit on them. I think I may have it some line right here somewhere. I think I saw, no, I don't see anymore. But yeah, sometimes you can have it some of these lines going over. The next, beside all of this, we can add additional like blurring. Let me see if I can find. So like we have it, this example. And of course we can take, just put it over. over all of this picture. Going to switch this to like soft light. Again, hide, Alt or Option hide. Take a brush, white 10%, and just start painting over. This is add green, kind of add particles to this. You almost want to create sometimes what I call like dirt, dust particles, and just overlay them. Then it will be look very good. So you can see as we're doing, we just start painting them in here, and we have it like before and after. See how it's more blending in. So right there, same. As long we apply it's give it this interesting effect, because we overlay the grid over background and foreground. It's kind of almost blending them together and make it feels like it's just in there, belong in this area. Well, I think now we can kind of add final touches. Some of them, because we're done with the kind of explosions, we want to add not necessarily flare, but I want to add glowing on this. So we create new layer. We'll go call it glow. And a glow, we're just going to filter, blur. We'll go to select Gaussian blur. And we just add a little bit like this blur. Just play around. And let's select this specifically to the screen. So you see how bright. You can also try soft light, but screen will work better. And hide, press Alt Option, hide from this. Take our brush and just add a little bit glowing, like where the explosions happen. Like right there, see white? So we'll just add right there. And if we look maybe right here, a little bit glowing, it's just like almost, you know, this overblow elements. And you see how her hair right here blending way better. So this is what we're trying to do. We try to create this nice blending, glowing as well. It's great, kind of like retro almost look, in my opinion. Kind of fun. Okay. There you go. We have it glowing, going around there. Glowing around explosions. Okay, let's go ahead. Now we'll select preview. There you go. And you can see, look how beautiful it's now blending look almost. Okay, I think our last step, it is apply adjustments layer. One, because we look on the her and we look on background. And if you look very close, you'll notice that it's a smooth, it's no pixelization, more pixelization here. So let's create new layer, and we call it noise. Okay, and let's go to fill up 50% gray. And next we're going to filter noise, add noise. And we'll just add maybe about, this is too big, let's go down. Down, 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 maybe about 2, 3, no, ooh, too small. Let's go try 11. So yeah, let's go add this noise, click OK. And we'll save this to the, switch this to actually soft light. Because remember, gray, in this case, we're kind of almost introducing artificial noise. And look how well they all blend together. This is what noise is help us to take and compensate for this same noise. After this, we want to work a little bit more on a color matching. And for this, we'll go to have it selective colors. Let's selective colors. We select the black first. It's a darker colors. And I want to create darker color a little bit more cold. So for this right there, you see this is our dark colors. We'll just leave it here on a 0 or +1, whatever. And we can go to yellow more towards blue, move a little bit towards blue, move towards cyan and greenish. So it's a cold colors. Same we can work with the neutral colors, which is here. Let's go select them to the 0 again. And sometimes I have a hard time, so let's type in And you can see we can also play a little bit more with this, create them reddish. But because it's applied to all our scenery, it's also help blend, because now we have a similar color casting on all of them. Let's select red. Oh yeah, I want to bring red a little bit down. Maybe add a little bit more on the reddish. And you can see our color now start matching, help bring everything closer together. Okay, and of course colors, we can go modify, change a little bit. Okay, let's go zoom out. And I think we're done. All what you need to do, just put it your signature. And in this case, you can see we are created from the simple model. Okay, this is our model before. And we created sci-fi scenery by utilizing Firefly AI, MidJourney AI with specific elements. And of course, if you want to do this by yourself, I'm going to take all this content and upload it to Patreon website, link down below, so you can kind of try experiment by yourself, playing around with all the settings. Well, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. And also, just give me an idea what you want to see in the next videos. Thank you very much, and have a great day. See you next time.